He spoke exclusively to 10 Tampa Bay's Josh Sidorowicz. Josh joins us with what Dr. Fauci had to say about masks in our schools. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning, Caitlin. Masks and also vaccines. Dr. Fauci says that he supports a vaccine mandate for teachers, and he also said that trials on younger children for the vaccine are well underway. So I asked him something that many of you have now asked me. When is the vaccine actually going to be approved and available to kids younger than 12? Here's some sharper insight.
Well, I would like to see it obviously as quickly as you possibly can, because we want to protect the children. You can protect the children by vaccinating those who are eligible to be vaccinated, who are surrounding the children, such as teachers and personnel in the school, as well as any child that's also eligible. But for the children who are not eligible yet, you can protect them by surrounding them with people who are vaccinated so as not to spread, but also to enforce mask wearing as recommended by the CDC.
Well, you bring up masks. Superintendents and school board members risk having their salaries withheld by the state of Florida if they do mandate masks in our districts here. What do you say to Governor DeSantis if you're sitting across from the table from him about that?
Well, I'm not going to say anything directly to Governor DeSantis because he doesn't ask me, and he obviously has a campaign against me, as you well know, with his T-shirts and his mug. So I'm not going to get involved with Governor DeSantis, except to say that it is public health doesn't make sense when you're trying to do everything you can to protect children to do something that would interfere with the protection of the children. So no matter where you are, whether you're in Florida or any other place, from a public health standpoint, that's not an appropriate thing to do.
All right, so there you go. Back to vaccines. Dr. Fauci said that something that he wants to see improve is the vaccination rate for kids who are eligible to get it. That's the 12 to 18 age group. That shows that that rate is still fairly low. Why us? Why now are we seeing what we are here in Florida? And how do we stack up in your assessment to everyone else right now?
Well, you're having a very difficult situation because of the low level of vaccination that you have. Florida is really one of the worst in the sense of the number of new cases and now the number of hospitalizations. As we've said often, that this is fundamentally an outbreak, a pandemic of the unvaccinated. And given the relative lower level of vaccinations in Florida compared to some of the other states, you're much more vulnerable.
What about the unvaccinated but previously infected group of people? What does the data show us here when it comes to protection against reinfection if you've just simply already had COVID here at some point over the past year?
The problem with previous infection is that it doesn't necessarily have the breadth of protection against new variants, including Delta. Obviously, there's some degree of protection from previous infection, but there's a study that's very, very clear that shows that if you are previously infected and recover and get vaccinated, the degree of response you get is very, very powerful. The protection is even higher than 2 doses of vaccine to the uninfected person.
Dr. Fauci also said the more people get vaccinated, the less the virus can mutate. You can watch his full